This is the human reality behind the immigration story. Politicians talk tough on the issue, but this queue of immigrants waiting for food in Calais shows the true extent of the problem. It's the largest number of immigrants seen here for almost 5 years, according to several charity workers. Most of them are from Iraq, Afghanistan and Eritrea in East Africa. All of them want to make it to Britain. It used to be mostly men who attempted the crossing, until recently.
There are more women, there are more children as well. Very young, very young. I think because the ones who are in England are phoning their families and tell, come on, we'll have you can work, you can go to school, you will have little money.
Although it's hard to quantify the exact number of immigrants, volunteers say they've seen an average of 400 to 500 people turning up to their kitchens in the past few months, an increase of over 30% compared to 6 months ago. Most of these immigrants were reluctant to talk to us, but one 35-year-old who arrived 6 weeks ago from Eritrea told us why he wanted to go to England.
Many people have a good life in England. They work, and there is a benefit from the government of United Kingdom.
After our chat, he and his friend agreed to take us to their shelter along a disused railway track, hidden behind a building site. Inside, a group of Eritreans huddled around a fire, making tea to keep them warm. We met another Eritrean who agreed to talk to us, but didn't want his face to be shown on camera. He too has his sights on Britain, but fears the dangers may outweigh the benefits.
It is a very difficult risk, you jump in there and they come. It's a chance, Those who are lucky, they go under the car by chassis, some it's different ways.
Later that night, we went along to the evening soup kitchen, where there were just as many, if not more, immigrants. Although it's hard to see them, as volunteers are forced to secretly set up their stalls, away from lights to avoid nightly clashes with the local police. One volunteer told us how many were successfully crossing to the UK.
It is sure that all of them will manage to get in Britain. We are sure with that, because sometimes where they've managed to cross the channel, they send us emails, and we know that they managed to get there. So all of them will manage.
War 4 News got access to the early morning shift at Calais ferry port to see the challenges facing Britain's immigration officers. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. We're here with the immigration officers in Calais. We've been here about 10-15 minutes and already they found 2 Afghans in the back of this lorry. Both men are in their early 30s and are photographed and have their fingerprints taken before they're referred to the French authorities. As for the driver, he could face anything from a £100 fine to a prison sentence. Half an hour later, another lorry. This time there are 6 Iraqis hiding in the back. All of them are around 16 years old. There are 3 stages where the lorries are checked. First by Calais Chamber of Commerce, where each truck is screened as it enters the port. At the second stage, the lorries are chosen at random and carbon dioxide detectors are used to see if anyone is inside. The final checks, again taken at random, are before the lorries are loaded onto the ferries. The fact is, not all the lorries are checked at every stage, and there are opportunities for illegal immigrants to climb the barrier into the car parks, which calls into question how many are going undetected, a question we put to the Border and Immigration Office.
I'd be foolish to guarantee that nobody ever comes through that route, for sure. There will be people who will have hidden themselves in ways and to an extent that we can't find them or haven't found them. So I'd be foolish to guarantee that, but I can guarantee that we continue to develop our approaches and we continue to take forward that commitment on the behalf of the UK to improve our performance there.
The number of people being caught trying to smuggle themselves into the country has increased since the new system began in 2004, when stronger measures to stop people leaving Calais were introduced. The numbers have risen by almost a third between 2004 and 5 and jumped again the year after. Whether this means that more people are trying it or that more are being caught isn't clear. As well as the immigrants, the drivers are also set to lose out, and many have taken their own measures to prevent them from becoming targets.
The firm I used to work for, we used to be over here all the time, and I only ever got illegals once when I stayed in Calais, but now I don't stay in Calais at all. I always stay out of Calais.
And why is that?
Because of the threat of illegals getting in the back of the trailers. You know, I can't afford the fine, so I just stay away from Calais.
For the migrants, it's another day of trying. For the politicians, the question remains, can we build an ever higher wall?